Hey friend, welcome back to Running to Myself. I'm your host, Trisha Stanton. Today I want to tell you a story that on the surface might sound a little silly. It involves nail polish, luxury nail polish, and a decision that had nothing to do with practicality and everything to do with how I wanted to experience something ordinary. As usual, it led me somewhere deeper than I expected. A little while back, I treated myself to a beautiful red nail polish from Chanel. And let me be clear, nail polish is the only item that fits into my budget from Chanel. I'm not buying handbags, I'm not buying shoes. I bought nail polish. And yes, it was more expensive than the usual brands that I grab without thinking. Sally Hansen, OPI, Essie, all perfectly fine, all very functional. But something about this color and the presentation had caught my attention. And once I noticed it, I couldn't unnotice it. So I did what we all do. I started researching. I checked the Chanel website, then I checked the Ulta website, and sure enough, I had a choice. I could get in my car and drive to the store and buy the exact same nail polish that very day from Ulta, or I could wait several days and have it delivered to my door. Same product, same color, same formula, same price even. I chose to wait. Now, why would I wait when I could have instant gratification? Here's the thing. It wasn't the nail polish that I wanted. It was the experience. Ordering through the Chanel website meant something different. It meant a beautiful little black and white box with their logo. It meant opening it up and finding it in a resealable cotton pouch with that iconic logo. And it also meant two little sample products tucked inside, perfume and mascara, that I didn't need, wouldn't be able to ordinarily afford, but enjoyed anyway. The nail polish itself, exactly the same. The experience, completely different. And here's the key part. It only mattered because I wanted it to matter. Does that sound silly? Maybe. But I'm really glad that I did it because it reminded me of something important. So much of our daily experience of life isn't about what happens. It's about how we frame it. Now, I have a couple people in my life who seem to elevate every experience they walk into. You know the type. They talk about a normal dinner like it was an event, a regular conversation like it was rich and meaningful, and an ordinary day like it held something really special. And sometimes, if I'm being honest, I catch myself wondering, am I missing something? Is my life less vivid than theirs? Less colorful? Less exciting? But then when I pay closer attention, the experiences they describe, the relationships they talk about, they aren't actually very different from mine. They are just choosing to be excited about them. And that's the part that stopped me. They aren't living a dramatically different life. They aren't exempt from stress, inconvenience, or disappointment. They're simply choosing a different lens. They've decided to be excited about the ordinary, grateful on purpose, and actively looking for what's good instead of passively noticing what's lacking. And here's the important part. That's not something that they have access to, and I don't. I have access to those exact same emotions, and so do you. For some people, this kind of framing seems natural. And for others, and I definitely put myself in this category, it takes intention. My default setting isn't enthusiasm, it isn't hype, and it isn't automatically seeing the sparkle in the mundane. But intention can bridge that gap. Just like choosing to order the nail polish online instead of picking it up in the orange plastic bag at Ulta, I can choose to elevate moments in my life. Not because they need elevating, but because I want to experience them differently. So let's slow this down for a moment because this is where the real work happens. Same circumstance, same nail polish, The only thing that changed was the meaning that I assigned to it. In coaching, we talk a lot about how our thoughts create our experience, but sometimes that can sound abstract. So let's make it very concrete. The thought wasn't, this is smarter, this is more efficient, this makes more sense. The thought was, I want this to feel special. That single thought shaped everything that followed. It created anticipation, it created presence, it created enjoyment. And here's the part I want you to really hear. There was no rule saying I had to earn that feeling. No external validation required, no life milestone unlocked. I didn't change my circumstances to feel differently. I allowed myself to feel differently within the same circumstances. That's agency. That's emotional leadership. And most of us don't realize how rarely we offer that to ourselves. Now, if you're listening and thinking, that sounds nice, but it doesn't come naturally to me, don't worry. Many of us were taught explicitly or implicitly that joy needs to be earned or justified, that excitement should be reserved for big accomplishments, special occasions, milestones that look impressive from the outside. So when something feels ordinary, we unconsciously shrink our emotional response to it. We tell ourselves, it's not a big deal, it's just normal, it doesn't really count. But notice what happens when we do that. We don't just downplay the moment, we downplay ourselves, our capacity to enjoy, our capacity to savor, our capacity to feel alive in the middle of real, ordinary life. Elevating the ordinary isn't about pretending life is perfect. It's about refusing to outsource your experience to external conditions. Here's a subtle shift that matters more than we think. Instead of asking, is this worth being excited about? Try asking, am I willing to let myself enjoy this? One question is about judgment, the other is about choice. And that choice is where freedom lives. Okay, let's get practical. Here are 3 simple ways that you can use to elevate the ordinary in your life. Number 1, choose the experience on purpose. When you ask, how do I want to experience this? You're stepping out of autopilot. And this isn't about forcing positivity. It's about direction. You're saying, if I'm going to be here anyway, how do I want to be with it? Not every moment needs enthusiasm. Sometimes the elevated experience is calm or grounded or spacious or simply neutral instead of resentful. You're not choosing a feeling, you're choosing a lens, and the feeling will follow. Number 2, borrow the frame. This tool works because it interrupts your default story. When you borrow someone else's frame, you're not invalidating your own, you're just giving yourself options. Ask yourself, what am I currently focusing on here? What else could be true at the same time? This is especially powerful when you're stuck in, this is boring, this is annoying, this is just another thing on my list. Borrowing a frame doesn't deny reality, it widens it. And number 3, elevate without justifying. This one might be the most important. You don't have to explain your joy. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to make it make sense to anyone else. There is nothing indulgent about presence. There's nothing selfish about savoring, and there is nothing immature about delight. If you've spent years being responsible, steady, dependable, and practical, allowing moments to feel special isn't a flaw. It's recalibration. By now, you've probably figured out the nail polish wasn't the point. The choice was. The more I practice this, the more I realize life doesn't become richer all at once. It becomes richer and more fulfilling one small decision at a time. So here's what I want to leave you with today. You're not missing anything. Your life isn't less meaningful. You don't need different circumstances to feel differently. You may just need a new frame. And like me, It might take intention, might take practice, but it is available to you, even in the ordinary, especially in the ordinary. Thanks for being here with me today. Until next time, keep running to yourself.